So when price pushes up into this 149.066 and 148.627 area, we may sell off. Welcome back, guys. You can see how price came super close to our pullback area before selling off super close to our target area, but price actually did play out based on our idea. And going into next week, what do we expect? All right, so I'm going to make this line thicker. I'm going to be giving bullish and bearish scenarios. Let me delete all of those stuffs. Then let's start from the weekly time frame, by the way. So on the weekly time frame, you can see that price on the weekly time frame has changed direction, right? Lower high, equal low, new higher high. And if you know how I use market structure, you can see that price has pulled back into our first buy area. So I'm expecting price to take off from here back up to 150.730 area. All right, let me do a deeper analysis on this. If we go to the monthly time frame, you can see that around the 143.361 area, that's a strong monthly support. You can see reactions here in the past to the upside, another rejection here in the past to the upside, another one is building up. As you can see, last month's candle, if I point it out with this arrow, because I'm on the monthly time frame, remember. So last month's candle closed with a super bullish engulfing candle, and the beginning of this month price has been bearish, as you can see with this particular red candle right here. So when this happens, you just want to anticipate that all of this is a pullback for price to continue last month's bullish momentum. Now if we go to the weekly time frame, price action is beginning to support that. Just as I explained earlier, there's a change in market structure, there's a pullback into the first buy area. Now price is about to take off, right? Let's see what we look like on the daily. Nothing interesting on the daily time frame, or let me say on the daily time frame, we are at an area of support. The price has reacted to multiple times in the past, right? So you can see everything is beginning to align to the bullish side of price action. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, I would recommend, let me delete this. I would recommend that I'll give bullish and bearish scenarios, right? So for the bullish scenario, I'll recommend you wait for price to change from bearish market structure to bullish, right? Because from here we are in a bearish lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. So I'll recommend you wait for price to break above this 147.837 area. Then you want to catch it on the pullback around that area, and then my bullish target is all the way up here around 150.730. All right, so that's my bullish scenario. For bearish scenario, because within 147.837 and this red zone, which is 145.729, is the do nothing area. All right, so let's wait for price to break above to buy, or for price to break below here. All right, once again, what's there? That's 145.729. Let's wait for price to break below there. You catch it on the pullback, stop loss above here, which is 146.143. Then you now want to sell to our bearish target of 143.361. So those are my bullish and bearish scenarios on USDJPY. The next on my list is Euro USD. Let me go with a conservative approach to play it safe. If price is going to buy, then I will recommend you wait for price to break above 1.16302. Right? When that happens, you want to catch it on the pullback. Stop loss below 1.15937. Then bullish target is here, 1.17177, and that's where I'll be expecting price to sell from again. Welcome back, guys. So some of us were wondering in the comment section why I didn't add Euro USD and Gbpusd to last week's analysis. This is the reason. It's simple, because the analysis from my previous video before the last one was still in play. All right, so you can see how price broke above, then came back for the pullback and traded its way into our bullish target. So going into next week, what do I expect, guys? To be honest, I'll be expecting price to drop from this 1.7250 and 1.17177 area to the downside. All right, so this is what I mean, right? I would like to see price sell off from there back to this downside here of 1.16302. However, if that fails, let's say we get into the trade and price doesn't go our way, these things happen sometimes, right? Instead of us to sit on our hands and accept the loss, I would just recommend that you wait for price to break above 1.17250, catch it on the pullback, stop loss around here. Let me do this again. So wait for price to break above 1.17250. You catch it on the pullback, stop loss below 1.17151, and bullish targets will be around 1.17744. All right, so if price goes for the bullish move, once price breaks above that price region I just quoted, you can switch to a much lower time frame and wait for the pullback so that you can have a tighter stop loss and a decent profit to the upside. All right, so that's my view on Euro USD. I'm actually leaning on more on the sell side than the buy side, but if the sell side fails, you know what to do if price breaks above. So the next on my list is GBP USD. If price decides to blast above 1.34148 area next week, then I'll catch it on the pullback and trade into this bullish target of 1.35590. Welcome back, guys. So just like Euro USD, just like I said on Euro USD last week, I didn't analyze because GBP USD was still playing out based on my analysis from 2 weeks ago, right? Is that 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago? 2 weeks ago, yeah. So you can see how price broke above, came for that pullback, and traded into our bullish target of 1.35803 and 1.35590 area. All right. So going into next week, I'll be expecting, just like I did on Euro USD, I'll be expecting more of a sell, because if you look, previously price has reacted significantly to that price region. So now that price is back there, are we going to get another solid rejection? Okay, only time will tell. Let's go back to the proper analysis. First of all, let's see how we closed for last week. Of course, last week was super bullish. Price may just continue trading to the upside into 1.36801 before we sell off. That's the possibility. If we go to the daily time frame, price looks like on the daily time frame we're at an area of resistance and we may sell off. So I'll give bullish and bearish scenarios on this, just like I did on Euro USD. So if price continues bullish, that means we have to wait for price to break. Let me delete this. We have to wait for price to break above 1.35803 area. Then we want to catch it on the pullback on a much lower time frame so that we can have a tighter stop loss. Then stop loss below 1.35590. Then bullish target is up here 1.36801. But if price is to go bearish, what do we do? All right. Remember, I'm giving bullish and bearish scenarios. So what do we do? I'll recommend you wait for price to break below 1.35157 area. So what I mean is, you can see that now that price has come into our target from from 2 weeks ago, then and now it has created something like a higher low, still in a bullish trend, right? I hope this is a lower high and a change in market structure. So once that change in market structure happens, anticipate a pullback into one of these areas, into here or here. All right, so you now want to sell to the downside of 1.34148. All right, it's as simple as that. So those are my bullish and bearish scenarios on GBP USD, and the last on my list for this week is gold. So now gold, to be honest, last week I wanted to see gold buy from here, but if we go to the weekly time frame, you know, gold is in a confused state right now. I mean, you can see what it looks like here. There's no decisive move around here. All right. So except if you're using any of our strategies from the mentorship program, where you get to unleash our day trading strategies on the lower time frame, it will be difficult to make money as a swing trader on gold right now. And our analysis, weekly analysis, are usually based on swing trading concepts, because we are looking for a decent move up or down. So looking at what is going on, getting a decent extended move is difficult. All right. So those beginners that are always in the comments section complaining, maybe sometimes you need to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Now, even if I don't conduct an analysis, you are responsible for how you execute. At the end of the day, I'll just show you areas where I'll be taking action. I've given free strategies that you can apply. I've talked about all these things to help the community. All right. But if you're looking for a swing trade on gold right now, it is a difficult thing to do. But most of us like gold. If not, I will just push gold aside for now. I still trade gold week in, week out, except for this last week because I'm moving. I got a new place, so I was like they were doing the finishing touch, so I had to move. I even had to cancel Tuesday and Wednesday's mentorships. So we're starting fully tomorrow, Monday. We only had one class on Monday last week, so we're starting fully. We'll be holding 4 classes this week and next week to make up for the 2 days that we missed last week. So for those that still want to join, we still have 1 spot left. You can do that. And then again, quick one, I may, though I'll let the community know, I may be taking our signal service public. All right. So from next month, we may kick off our signal service. But if anything changes, I will furnish us with the right informations. All right. So look out for that. Let's go back to the analysis. So last week, we can see that gold closed with a solid bearish engulfing candle. If we go to the daily time frame, you can see price is still hugging our zone, right? Then if we go to the 4-hour time frame, guys, I will give bullish and bearish scenario on gold going into next week, because I think that's what it takes at this point. You have to have 2 plans, plan A and plan B. Since it's ranging, we should be able to catch it wherever it goes, right? So because last week, if I had given a bearish scenario, I mean, if you've been following my analysis for quite some time now, as price came here, it didn't give an entry. There is no bullish candlestick confirmation around here, so no need to set pending order. I don't use pending orders. If not, on this analysis, I'll be telling you, put a pending order here, put a pending order there, right? So I don't conduct my analysis based on pending orders. I conduct my analysis based on confirmation. So even though I was bullish from here, there was no confirmation to buy. And if you've been following my analysis for the longest, the moment price broke below this zone, you know that simple market structure requires you to sell here from the first sell area. I've talked about these things. I've done videos on market structure. I've done videos on how to trade my analysis. I think I will tag it here, how to trade my analysis. So please go and watch that video, so that when I conduct this analysis and something else happens, you know what to do next. All right. So going into next week, I'm going to give bullish and bearish scenarios. So for bearish scenario, bearish looks more enticing than the bullish move right now. So I would advise you wait for price to break below 3,327.552. All right, catch it on the pullback, and then our bearish target is down here around 3,264.176. All right, and if price continues this, I won't say madness, if price continues higher, then wait for price to break above 3,368.141. That at that point we must have gotten a new higher high around here. So you want to catch it on the pullback. Stop loss below 3,359.460. Then you want to trade to the upside, with our targets being somewhere around here. Let me put a line there so that we can quote it. So our target will be 3,434.990. All right. So that is that for this week, guys. Thanks for staying to the end of the video. I wish you a successful trading week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.